The 4-bore is one of the most delicate rifles ever made, and it even went out of existence at some point. It has a very long dramatic history that dates back to when Europeans first came to Africa. In fact, its usage in Africa led to its evolution and modification. Primarily, this wasn't a weapon of combat. Instead, it was majorly used for hunting down the wild beasts that roamed through the forests of Africa and subsequently India. The 4-bore is so big that many mistake it for a cannon, but calling this delicate weapon a cannon is pretty much an understatement. It has a long rifled barrel that makes it more powerful than the ship's swivel cannon. When the Europeans first came to Africa, they used smaller weapons to hunt big games. But they soon came to the sad truth that smaller weapons weren't doing the job. That led to the creation of 4-bore. Subsequently, the 4-bore rifle became the biggest rifle ever made. But despite being so big, many have forgotten the history of these illustrious guns and what it even looks like. Welcome back to the US Marines channel. In this video, we will share the history of the 4-bore rifle, its specification, and how it was reinvented in the modern world.
The 4-bore is the biggest rifle category ever made, dating back to the 19th century. Europeans are the major reason behind the existence of this rifle, and it's all because of one thing. While hunting for African games, they discovered that most of the animals existing in Africa were even tougher than they thought. Giants of the earth, such as elephants and rhinos, proved to be a deadly game. These animals, especially the elephant, proved too much for small and less effective rifles. So a discovery needed to be made to solve the problems hunters faced while hunting African animals. But before the creation of the 4-bore rifles, these European hunters had short guns which they used in hunting down games. The first guns hunters used when killing games proved to be very dangerous. While using these guns, the hunters had to try many times before they would successfully kill an animal. When the hunter locates an animal they want to kill, like an elephant, they would use a horse to get near the animal. Once they are near, they would then shoot the elephant and gallop away from danger. After some time, they would come back shortly and fire again at the elephant. But the European hunters soon discovered that this process was quite deadly and could get them killed if they made a little mistake. That was when the need for a fatal rifle like the 4-bore became urgent. Game hunters needed something which could kill beasts like the elephant faster. The first model of 4-bores looked like a single-barrel muzzleloader converted from British fowling pieces. These British fowling pieces were obviously slug guns with varying bullet weights and gunpowder loads. With the invention of subsequent models, the weight of 4-bores increased astronomically. It went from 8 drams or 218.75 grains of powder to 16 drams or 437.5 grains. With time, it further increased to about 2,000 grains of gunpowder. With nearly 2,000 grains of gunpowder, the 4-bore rifle allowed longer conical projectiles to be stabilized. Besides its stability and accuracy, the 4-bore guarantees greater object and skin penetration for game hunters. With the popularity of the 4-bore increasing, prestigious elephant hunters started using the weapon for hunting games. Some of the most prolific hunters using weapons like these were George P. Sanderson in India and William Finati and Frederick Courtney Celios in southern Africa. Some of these famous game hunters shared their experience on what it felt like to use the 4-bore rifle. According to George P. Sanderson, he had 2 4-bores. One of them was rifled and the other wasn't. He said the rifled 4-bore was built to accommodate only one barrel, but quickly discarded it. An incident made George P. Sanderson stop using the rifle. An incident that almost took his life. There was a misfire of the weapon's cartridge, and that nearly killed him. As many years passed, famous elephant hunters such as Sir Samuel White Baker and Frederick Celios also used the 4-bore. But the 4-bore rifle had a problem as it was known for its thick smoke and powerful recoil. Frederick Celios, in particular, killed tens of elephants using this rifle. Between 1874 and 1876, he killed 78 elephants with the 4-bore rifle, but eventually stopped using it due to its peculiar problem. There was a double loading incident that almost took his life in the process. Coupled with other recoil problems, he eventually gave it up for other guns. Since other weapons became available, game hunters quickly disposed of the 4-bore for more advanced rifles. Its Nitro Express successors soon became the game hunter's favorite. The Nitro Express successors had a great recoil, penetrating animals faster than the 4-bore. While still using the 4-bore rifle, it only could stun a charging African elephant to stop it on its tracks, or sometimes it would make it change direction from the hunter. But it couldn't kill an elephant immediately. Especially the African elephant, hunters using the 4-bore rifle had to try many times before an African elephant would die. But when used on animals such as Asian elephants, buffaloes, and rhinos, it could kill them off in one shot. The old model of 4-bores soon lost prominence as other rifles took over the trend. But the 4-bore didn't completely go away. As time passed, the demand was small, but the persistence to own it increased. Gun producers needed to find a way to produce the modern 4-bore in small numbers. The 4-bore caliber's technical data was reissued by CIP in 1993, leading to other gun producers taking over the production trend. Austrian gunmaker Peter Hofer built one of the most prominent modern 4-bores. The 4-bore Magnum is a modern variation of the 4-bore rifle that fires a 1-inch diameter 2,000 grain bullet at up to 2,624 feet per second. The high load of the gun comes at 2,418 feet per second, and the medium load at 1,903 feet per second. Peter Hofer, the gun producer, says the medium load comes at a recoil of 199.14 foot-pounds, and the high load comes at a recoil of 317 foot-pounds. At its highest load, the 4-bore Magnum has a recoil of 373.21 foot-pounds. The new modern variation of the 4-bore now has a higher impact energy than its old successor 700 Nitro Express. Hofer says the 4-bore Magnum has 5 times the impact energy of the old 700 Nitro Express. Using the Taylor knockout value formula, the new 4-bore has a KO factor of 750 at its maximum load. At its high load, it has a KO factor of 690, and subsequently 543 at its medium load. Even with the modern 700 Nitro Express guns, the new 4-bore has superior power in terms of the KO factor. The accuracy of 4-bores has also increased drastically with the modern variations. The accuracy of 4-bores is now at the same standards as most heavy gauge rifles. The 4-bore Magnum rifle groups within 9 centimeters with 1-inch diameter bullets. The accuracy of the 4-bores is needed when hunting at a close range. Especially while hunting for wide beasts like the elephant, the hunter needs to be at a close range to achieve that aim. At close range, the modern variation of the 4-bore rifle is exactly what the big game hunters of the past needed to take down buffaloes, rhinos, and elephants. The 4-bore Magnum weighs 30 pounds and is 49.9 inches long. The weight of the new 4-bore variations is exactly what the old big game hunters needed. Since the 4-bore rifle has a huge recoil, the extra weight was absolutely necessary. Compared to the black powder era 4-bores, this is what they lacked that made many users drop the gun. Since the old variation of the 4-bore came with lesser weight, it had to burn slowly and produced a certain amount of unbearable velocity for the user. While the new 4-bore variations seem to solve the issues it has in the past, a major issue people complain of is the price. The price tag of some modern 4-bore rifles can reach up to $1 million.
Now you know the basic facts you need to have about the 4-bore rifle, the specifications, its early history, and its modern variations. If you like this video, comment on what you found very interesting about the 4-bore rifle, and click on our next video for more gun facts.